Hey, day 32 of the Gary Vaynerchuk push-up challenge. I worked last night, and usually I come home and I try to do my push-ups right away. Last night I didn't. It's been a crazy week. It's cold where I live. It's snowing. And also, there's just weird things happening at work with coronavirus. I work at a company that has lots of employees and lots of issues. And then the government wanted to do a mandate on masks. I am fully vaccinated. I have two of my shots, Pfizer shots, and then I have my booster. I got my shot before anybody else did. The essential workers got their shots first. Last year at this time, it was about not quite a year ago. But the essential workers were approved to get the Pfizer shot. They did it, and then I got a notification saying that I could get my shot. And I thought about it a day. I didn't know if I was going to do it. I called them, and they had already sold out. So a month later, I got another opportunity. I'd done some research, and I talked to all my friends. I talked to all my relatives if they were going to do it, and most everybody was on the fence. Either they didn't know if they wanted to do it, or they were not going to do it. So I thought that the most brave thing for me, since I'm in good health, was to get the shot. Use myself as a guinea pig, and show my friends and family. So that being said, moving forward, now the government was possibly going to do a mandate that people had to either show that they were completely vaccinated, or if they were not, then they had to be tested regularly. They had to wear masks, and they were going to implement that and make OSHA be the police person over it to businesses. And because my business would suddenly incur, millions of dollars, it would cost them to do this. And also employees who didn't want to be vaccinated, because our factory has about 4,000 employees, and about 60% of them are not vaccinated and don't want to be. So at any rate, on Monday, because the Supreme Court were going to vote on this last Friday. So Monday, I got a text from one of my supervisors saying that he wasn't going to go in, and that he's texting, "I do not comply." And so it takes a lot of us to run the factory, and a lot of us were out. And I just got to thinking about it, and I thought, it's not really my fight. And I thought about this, but then I stopped, and I thought, you know what? Nietzsche wrote, "If you see fraud and you did not say fraud, then you are fraud." And I just thought about it, and I thought, you know what? This is not right. This isn't fair. You can get off for religious freedom. You can get off for other things. What's the difference between someone who religiously doesn't want to take the vaccination and someone that just doesn't want to take the vaccination? Nothing. It is an emotional thing around it, but as far as the law goes, there's no difference. So I called the highest boss that is above me in my factory. I called his cell phone. I told him, "This is Bob Bales. We talked before." He's encouraging to me because I did get my vaccination, and he got his vaccination, and he got his vaccination like I did. Not for myself, but for everybody else around him. So we had talked. Anyway, I called him up, and I said, we had talked about the vaccination and why we did things, but I just am not going to come in today as a form of solidarity for my fellow workers who don't want to have this mandate. And I said, you can write me up. You can make me, be upset with me. I don't mean anything. I said, I know it's not this company. It's all companies. But what I'm going to do tonight, instead of be at work, I'm going to write my representative, my local representative, and then my state, federal representative. And I'm going to write them a letter and say that I don't think this is right, that I am vaccinated, but I still don't think it's right that you mandate certain people that don't want to be vaccinated. So I did that, and it's a 4-day week for us. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we work nights. Next week, it'll be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So this was my overtime week. And I'm saying all this because I've heard, and I find it's true, that courage, regardless of the cost, is always rewarded. So I stayed out, and everybody who I work with on the floor, I'm not really, I mean, I'm a hard worker, and I'm 66 years old. I could retire, but I want to stay at the job. I want to work there, and I'm at a new department. I was transferred over about less than 2 years ago, so I'm still relatively new in this job and with these people that I work with, even though I've been with the company for over 12 years. Anyway, I did this, and I thought that when I came back in on Tuesday, I was going to get chewed out, or at least written up, or maybe told I'm going to take a day without pay. But nobody said anything like that. And the people around me that I kind of stuck up for, they were texting a group text. And I'm just amazed on how many people are appreciative and, say thank you for taking one for the team and all. Because I contacted, again, my high big boss, and then also my immediate supervisor. I'm saying all this because it's just been a crazy week emotionally, and I haven't had much sleep. And so I came home. Usually I come home and I do my push-ups right away just to get it out of the way. But today I kind of gave myself a break, and I went to sleep. I get to sleep tonight, so I don't want to sleep too much. But if I don't sleep at all, I'm a basket case. So I slept about 4 hours, and I got home at about 7:30. So I got in bed about 8. I didn't take a shower, didn't take a warm bath or anything. I went right to sleep, but I still felt a little jazzed. Usually when I do my push-ups, I'm anxious and wound up. So I don't know if I'll do that. This past week, I've been that way. And a lot of people at my job are out because of COVID. And a lot of people are out because it's cold, and one supervisor hurt his back. So there's a lot of things going on. It's crazy at work. So all that being said, I'm also trying to better myself with this GaryVee book, with starting to put these videos on YouTube. And also I'm trying to take a video class because I do not know how to edit video. And I just bought a GoPro, and I haven't been able to really look at that. So I'm going to do my push-ups now. This is 15 minutes that nobody's going to get back from their life. But I also want to say this is the last thing in the world that I want to do. And I know I'm being a whiny little bitch, but I don't want to do these push-ups. And I don't want to do my cold shower. And I do not want to even take a warm shower. And I don't want to do my men's 30-day yoga challenge. But if I don't do it, my body, it just gives up. And I'm finding out from Tom Bilyeu, he had a guest on a woman, and I haven't saw the whole thing yet. She says, skeletal muscle is what is the key to longevity. And longevity's okay, and I want to live a while. I'm 66 years old. My grandfather, he lived until he was 97. His father lived to where he was 102. And we just know more. And I never drank. I never smoked dope. I experimented a little bit, but really, I've never, ever had a vice like that. I love sugar, and I've been addicted to that. And I've been inherently lazy my whole life. My family is typically heavy. And in junior high, I was really heavy. And so I started to jog because in the 70s, that was something. So after my lunch, after my supper, I would jump up and I would go run, come back. And I would find that my family would be sitting around still eating and picking at the table. And so all these were habits. So by happenstance, I have been active and thinner than most of my family members, and I've kept my weight down, but I fluctuate. And in recent years, I also started to hurt and ache, and so I started a more regimented type of exercise, and I started working on fasting, and I started working on all of these things, and I started getting better. And then I think, why am I hurting like this? Why doesn't anybody else hurt? And then I suddenly started shifting my mindset just recently, and from GaryVee's book, of thinking, this is not happening to me. It is happening for me. If I didn't hurt, I didn't ache, I wouldn't exercise. And if I didn't exercise, I wouldn't feel better and have this growth. And so Tom Bilyeu, Gary Vaynerchuk, all of them, they exercise, they say they hate it. GaryVee is, I saw a video on him just recently. He's sitting there saying, you know, later today I have to work out, and I'm dreading it. I dread it every day. So I'm a wussy, I'm a whiny little bitch today. I'm dreading it, but I'm gonna do it. Anyway, my push-ups now. It's day 32, I think. Day 31 was yesterday. I tried to do more than I usually do because I punished myself. It always seems when I do those back arches that I get out of count. Even my push-ups, when I look back, I'll have done 1 or 2 less than I thought I did. I don't know how to fix that yet. But I'm working on the number 2 one, self-awareness. Knowing what I don't want to do and what I do want to do and what I should do, and just try to do it. I find that thinking about things are a lot worse than doing them. I recently, if you want, go look back a few videos. I did these push-ups and these very same exercises in the snow outside. The first day I did it, it was -2 degrees by my outside thermometer. And the second day, it was -9 degrees, again, by my outside thermometer. And I say that because on my phone in my town, it said it was -14. But as far as the record that I have, it's been -9. And I got that record last year by doing a snow angel in the snow at -9 degrees. I had shoveled the walk in my swimming trunks and no shirt, and then I made a snow angel. But this year I was trying to break that record, and I knew it was going to be 14 below. So I got up, and it was dark outside, couldn't really video. Had to wait until the sun came up, and it was like -12, -11. I got the camera all set up. I walked over. It was going to take a few minutes, but realized that it was already, the temperature was going up, and it was -10. So I hurried up, turned on my camera, ran outside, did my push-ups, came in, and I don't know how to edit video, so it was all straight, one stream, just like it is now. Anyway, I walked over to show what the outside temperature was, and it was 9 degrees below, so it had gone up, and so I was back at my same old record. A little disappointing, but someone once said, I'd make it 10 degrees, but you know, you gotta be honest. When I showed it, it might have been 10 degrees for a few minutes, seconds that I was out there, but it changed. It went to 9 below, so I had to be honest and show that. I had to kind of laugh at myself. Anyway, that's it for today. I am gonna do the men's 30-day yoga challenge. I do day 1 because Bruce Lee, I could not think of his name the other day, because Bruce Lee said he does not fear the man who practices 1,000 kicks. He fears the man that practices 1 kick 1,000 times. So I do the men's 30-day yoga challenge for like the past 5 years, and I do day 1, and I really concentrate on working those particular moves. And because I just started when I was in my 60s, maybe 61, 62 when I started, and I did it because I hurt all the time, and that's why I'm doing all these things. I'm probably the most liberal redneck you'll ever meet. I'm probably the most, I don't know, oxymoron type of person. I'm very conservative in some ways, been conservative for years, but then very, very extremely liberal. I don't even know if there's a place for me in the political spectrum. I sure like to give people the benefit of the doubt, and everybody has a voice, and I really appreciate people who have opposite opinions of me, strong opposite opinions. And I like it when my close friends, I have close friends that we hardly agree on anything, religion or political, any of that stuff. And yet I'm thankful and glad that he's my friend. I have also friends who we think completely opposite of. And that particular friend that I'm talking about, sorry, going back, that particular friend, he's very narrow-minded. He's done things that I've known him since grade school, and he hasn't deviated from those things since grade school. And when you have beliefs like that from grade school, I mean, it's almost like you didn't get those beliefs from yourself. You got those beliefs from your family. And while I'm perfectly fine with people who have been a certain religion or a certain something all their whole life. But I found that it was good to experiment and put myself in other people's shoes. And Ty Lopez, who I followed for a while, and I took his 67 steps, he said, you know, if you were raised a certain way, and that's all you know, and you think that's the best, that's not really, you really didn't choose that. He said, and if you are arguing with somebody on a point and you can't argue their point better than they can, he says, you have no business engaging in them. And so he says, what you really need to do is experiment and really, really open your mind up to somebody else's viewpoint and to new viewpoints. It'll really, really, really open your mind. He was talking about business, but he's just talking about life too. He says a lot of people, when they hear something, it's like, and what you need to do is think like, maybe, yeah, let's try that. Be an open mind. And Gary Vaynerchuk says it's not either or, it's and. And so I'm very grateful for people like Gary Vaynerchuk. I'm very grateful for people like Tom Bilyeu. I'm very grateful for people like even Casey Neistat, Lewis Howes, Brendan Burchard. I've learned so much from all these people. And I'm older than a lot of these people, so I should be teaching them. But I'm very grateful. Anyway, that's what I'm doing. I did not want to work. I don't want to work out. Maybe I'm dragging my feet, but I'm also being honest. There's also a certain satisfaction and a sort of credibility I'm earning with myself. And I feel better. I will try to talk about that link more about Tom Bilyeu and his latest guest when she talks about building skeletal muscle and for longevity and the enzymes that are found in meat and proteins are essential for people who want to build muscle, especially as they get older. And she was talking about older people in their 30s and 40s. Shit, I saw that decades ago. I'm 66. So I do think I'm doing this whole journey to show that you can learn, you can change things, you can be better, and things that have held me back my whole life, reading, spelling, and also I'm pretty good with math, but I'm not that great now. But anyway, people are saying, you know, why do you need to learn to spell? Well, the other day I had, and I don't know if I can do this, but I'm going to show this, but I had called up and I wanted to find out how to spell guinea pig, because I start to write the word and it's, is it E-I, is it A-U, you know, whatever it is. So I said, and it was the person on the phone, the female on the phone, I can't say her name, otherwise she'll come on in the video. And she wasn't the Amazon lady, but it was the lady on the iPhone, and the word came up correctly. But then she spelled it verbally, and instead of guinea pig, G-U, continue, it was T-U-N-N-Z. And so I asked her to repeat it. She repeated it again. The word was spelled correctly, but she went off on this wild tangent. And if I could have edited, if I had my cameras, if I would have made a little bit out of that, this is why you need to learn to spell. Because you can't just be at the whim of things. It's better to depend upon yourself than on other things and other people. And that's what I think Tom Bilyeu is saying, and Gary Vaynerchuk and all of them. Take responsibility for your life. Jocko Willing and Leif Babbitt, and also David Goggins. So anyway, this is, oh man, 24 minutes. Nobody's gonna watch this, but maybe down the road it'll help somebody when somebody else starts a YouTube channel. I'm showing every flaw, every mistake, everything. And if I start learning, this will get better and smarter and easier once I learn how to edit, because then I can, you know, do angles and make things all better. But anyway, that's it. My first night off of a crazy week and a crazy time. All right, bye-bye.